with sports gaming brings you Madden Franchise Simulation. The New Orleans Saints look to take on the Detroit Lions at home. The Lions come in 1-10 as for the Saints. They are 8-3 after dropping a close game in Atlanta. With sports gaming the ultimate destination for sports gaming enthusiasts. Whether you're a fan of Madden NFL, FC24, NHL 24, MLB The Show 24, or WWE 2K, we've got you covered with action-packed gameplay, tips, and in-depth analyses. This channel is dedicated to bringing you the best in sports gaming content, keeping you entertained and engaged with exciting modes like MyGM, Universe Mode, and Career Modes across multiple games. Stay tuned for special My Career modes and more exclusive content throughout the week. Subscribe and hit the notification bell to never miss out on any updates. Disclaimer: copyright notice. This video contains music and content from WWE 2K23, NBA 2K23, Madden, MLB The Show, NHL, and FC24. All music and in-game content used in this video are the property of their respective copyright owners and are used solely for entertainment purposes to provide an authentic gaming experience for the viewers. Fair use disclaimer. In accordance with the Fair Use Act, under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. No infringement intended. I do not own the rights to the music or in-game content used in this video. All rights belong to their respective owners, including WWE, NBA, NFL, MLB, NHL, and EA Sports. If you are the rightful owner of any content used and wish for it to be removed, please contact me, and I will comply promptly. Support the official release. Please support the official releases of WWE 2K23, NBA 2K23, Madden, MLB The Show, NHL, and FC24, as well as the artists by purchasing their music and games, and enjoying their content through official channels. Contact information: The Woods Truth Network at gmail.com.
Preparation, you couldn't hide the fact from them that they're facing a team that's lost 7 in a row. You just wonder if they prepared the same way they normally do.
Yeah, that's a great question, because normally that preparation goes into what you do well on defense. What is the best thing that you do going into a game? But in this case, you might want to take all the tendencies and throw them out the window. I would expect them to throw every trick play in the book right out of the gate in order to try and get something established and get things moving.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Up the middle, it's Montgomery. And he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, that run right there was an offensive line coach's dream, wasn't it? Guys picked up all of their assignments, created a nice gap for the running back to get through, pick up 7 yards. Yeah, he's probably chortling on the headset right now saying, "We got it going, boys. Let's keep it going."
From the 46, here's 2nd down and 3. Gibbs straight ahead, and this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. When you look at this Saints defense, they come into this one ranked number 5 in the NFL against the run.
And the mantra of this unit: get to the football, fly to the ball carrier. And you know how you can tell that they do it really well? At the end of each play, when you click off the frame, count the number of guys that are around the ball carrier. It's always 7, 8, 9 guys. They get to him each and every play.
Well, Montgomery just unable to twist free as they hit him short of the line to gain. Nothing doing on that one, and it'll be 4th down. Remember, that was less than a yard. That was not a full yard. That defense, they were having none of it.
Yeah, the surge the offensive line was seeking actually occurred on the other side of the ball. They reestablished the line of scrimmage and stuffed them.
On 4th down, Jack Fox on to punt for Detroit. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line. They begin on the ground with Kamara. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 11, he goes down. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
2nd down, and it's Kamara again. And he finds enough of an opening to get this one back up to his 20.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
He'll get 15 and a Saints 1st down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
So after the run by Kamara, now another 1st and 10. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson. The Saints add 8-3 now. Charles, they were losers last time out. What do you think they need to do differently here?
Well, I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape or not watching it, but the attitude has to be what's done is done. Let's move on. Put that one behind them, galvanize themselves, and go forward and get a win in this one.
The numbers there for Kamara from a week ago. 19 carries, 103 yards, and a touchdown.
Yeah, he could very well be on his way to a rushing title, but guess what? His offensive line, they're meeting separately because they want that rushing title as much as he does, and they want to make sure they get him there.
Now, they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. 40 yards rushing so far, and this is just their first possession. They've got a new set of downs here.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid gain.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Again, it's Kamara. And he coughed it up. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line.
Do you remember in preseason we were going to the different training camps and visiting teams, and we always would see the running backs working out and going through those gauntlet drills,
Yep.
and, you know, guys either slapping at the ball or the machines. You've got to learn to take care of it.
Yeah, they lost it there. Big fumble. Back onto the field come the Lions for their 2nd overall drive. Over on the still a little time left here in the 2nd. But they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that, and we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away. Here comes Khalif Raymond from his end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. And the Lions going to go back on offense one final time in this first half. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
A little under 30 seconds to go. We'll see how they play it here on 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Goff.
That's complete to Peoples-Jones.
The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Now a first down throw. Goff.
Throw over the middle. He finds Williams.
The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Here's Goff now on 2nd down. And he finds Montgomery complete. The Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. On 1st down, Goff.
Montgomery, another target and catch.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. So it's halftime here in New Orleans with the Saints out in front. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Things definitely getting interesting around the NFL as we begin the month of December. So let's get right to it. We'll start up at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. And it's the Falcons who are out in front in the second quarter. Kirk Cousins has thrown a touchdown pass. Another game of interest in the AFC East has us checking in on the Patriots at home in Foxborough. And you can see currently they trail in that ball game. A touchdown run for Gus Edwards. Lastly, we head to the Gulf Coast and check on the Bucs at home in Tampa. As you can see the score there in the second quarter. Adam Thielen, 2 touchdown catches on the afternoon.
Set now to go for the third quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. He's past the 30. He might score. He will score. Touchdown, Saints.
And talk about taking words and bringing them to life. At halftime, I will guarantee you in their locker room, they talked about pressing the kicking game because you can get an advantage if you do it right, and they just did.
Now a 2-point conversion attempt forthcoming. They'll look to throw. And they don't get it. They tried for the 2-point conversion there, but unsuccessful. So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a 2-point conversion as far as how you're defending it?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst. And if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
So we get a look at the Lions offense as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. Goff and this Lions offense set for a 1st and 10 at their own 24. They'll try and start this drive in the air.
That pass caught. It's Williams.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Here's Goff. And he's taken down here by the Saints. It looks like a 12-yard loss there on the first down sack.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now second down and 22 yards to go. Out of the gun, Goff.
And that's to Amon-Ra St. Brown.
The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Goff. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Jonathan Abram picks it. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
And the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
That was nice work there defensively to force incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and that's going to make it 4th down. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through, and that will extend their lead even further.
But whatever was said in the locker room during the break must have worked. They forced the turnover. They didn't get the touchdown, Charles, but it does translate into 3 points to begin this second half.
Exactly as they discussed in the locker room at halftime. Get some points to get things kick-started. Now start your half off with some momentum. Gives you something to build on for next possession.
The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away.
Here's Raymond bringing it out.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Lions offense, they get ready to head back onto the field.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Okay, so the personal foul penalty, and those are some important yards lost right there.
Yeah, it all comes down to discipline, doesn't it? And every team tells us that they coach it, they preach it. In this case, it slipped a little bit.
And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield.
Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's a 2nd and 4.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Now that'll be caught by St. Brown. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Straight ahead with Gibbs here.
And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. It's a gain of 14 and a first down for Detroit. Another run for Gibbs here. And he's going to take this one down to the 25. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Now a play fake, and it's gone. Throw left side, caught by Laporta. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down. Back to throw, Goff. This will be caught just inside the 10. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
I don't care what sport you're playing. Everyone likes to build up a little momentum, don't they? And look at this, back-to-back completions to the big target at tight end.
That one not as profitable as the other, but still a decent gain. On 2nd down, here's Goff. There's Laporta, he's got it. Touchdown, Lions. A great play there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Lions are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. And unable to connect. They don't get the 2-point conversion here.
I don't know about you, but I can't wait for a few years of 2-point tries and see what the data tells us, because a lot of teams want to throw the ball in this situation, this time unsuccessfully. I just wonder if maybe running the ball might be the way to go.
With it moved up from the 3 to the 2, you would think maybe a few more attempts at running.
I think stats over time may bear out that running the ball will at least be the equal of throwing it in that situation.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. 71 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon. From the 32-yard line now, here's 2nd and 4. A man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Kamara again. And he'll get this only up to about the 35. And he got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
From this vantage point, they've got the lead here, so for me, that'd be enough to go ahead and punt the football and let my defense defend the long field.
If you go for it, you don't get it, then you really put your defense in a tight spot.
Yeah, but we never know what people ultimately will decide to do here on 4th and inches.
And in their own territory, needing only a few inches, they're going to line up to go for this thing on 4th down. Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on 4th. And again, they'll go right back to their fullback. And tackled on the play by Broderick Martin.
The end result was brute force on brute force, but think about everything that's going on if you're playing defensive tackle. You're dealing with at least one blocker across from you, trying to deal with him, shed him, and maybe even a second one before you have to try and make the tackle on the big guy.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Saints on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Kamara up the middle. On a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40. The Saints first down there on a gain of 11.
As I take a look at the clock, I realize that this drive has eaten up a good portion of the 4th quarter already. Gotta tell you, partner, when you're trying to salt away a game, this is exactly what it's supposed to look like.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 41. They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. And he's taken down inside the 30. Same exact result as last play, a pickup of 11.
I think there's a fatigue factor that's kicking in defensively. You know the will is still strong, but I think the offense is starting to bend it just a little bit, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. It's looked that way. We'll see if they can continue this all-strong drive. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. A give. This is Kamara. Down to about the 22 here. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Now a give up the middle to Williams. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down. Again, it's Williams. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down. Up the middle, it's Williams. He's going to get 4 out of this as he's down to the 10-yard line.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down. Out now is the field goal unit for New Orleans. This to make it a 3-score game late. And this one is right through. And that will extend their lead even further. So that almost certainly the final piece to this puzzle, a 3-score lead. I don't think there's any coming back from there.
But you know, normally I'd get on you for giving up on the game right here, but I do think you're right in this case. This late in the game, 2 scores is tough enough. 3, I'm with you. That seems out of the question.
No run back here for Raymond. This will be a touchback. The Lions offense set to take over. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to dim the tide. That just has not been the case. Goff and this Lions offense set for a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Oh, leaping, and he makes the grab. A good pickup there, 21 yards. A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But if they trim that lead down to just 2 scores, that's still a benefit to this squad.
Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the 4th. But a nice 1st down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where as coaches, you're looking for effort and execution, even though the scoreboard is going against you. You want to find out who's going to fight, who's going to scrap, who's going to keep their heads up and continue to play.
2nd and a couple. Goff now looks to throw. It's Williams on the catch. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 22-yard line. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion.
Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. No surprise there. Chase Young wrecks that play with a sack.
Guys with his talent in the pocket aren't supposed to be getting hit like this, and you know an intense conversation with the offensive line is going to occur after this one. Might not be from him, but the offensive line coach will have plenty to say about this game.
Gotta imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But I believe the Lion was there to recover it. Yes, they will indeed keep possession.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
Good news, they kept the ball. Bad news, it's 3rd and long. Now Goff. That's to the tight end, Laporta. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. It'll be a pickup of 16, but they'll remain short of the marker, and it's 4th down.
I don't know how many times, not just in my playing career, but you and I working together, have we ever heard a coach say, you know, I just don't have that play on my call sheet? And that's really what we had here. That was a big hole they were trying to get out of.
Yeah, big gain, still a ways to go, though. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They go ahead and snap it. Goff. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Lions turned away on 4th down, and the Saints will have the football back. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. It doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll try and run down some clock with Williams. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. From the 37, they work on 2nd and 6. They run it again with Williams. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead them to 3rd down.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
On 3rd down, here's Williams. And he's got the 1st down as he's up to the 45-yard line. Give him 7 yards on the play as they do pick up the 3rd down conversion. Hate to be blunt, but it is just continuing to prove to be the case that this O-line is manhandling this D-line right now.
They deserve to roll up their sleeves and show up their biceps because they're doing exactly what you just described, manhandling the defensive front. They've got the leverage, they're powering through, and they're controlling this game. Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
So this one a victory here for New Orleans. And I think the game balls need to be distributed on the defensive side of the football, and I bet that you would agree.
Yeah, if you hold a team under 10 points, that's a job well done. Really well done. So I would say game balls for every starter and every key player who participated in this game.
Now, see, I only like one game ball. You're handing out multiple. Although I set you up by saying game balls plural, but
I like where we're going with this. Though you say one to represent like the best player of all of that, and I say multiples so that you keep everyone motivated and involved.
You're a man of the people.
I'm a man of the people. I thought I was the only child.
You get a game ball, and you get a game ball. Game balls for everybody. So for New Orleans, they continue to make their case for the playoffs as they move to 9-3. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for Detroit, not much more to say. They drop 1-11, and they'll try and turn things around next week as they have a date